Welcome to the 81 Podcast. It's your host, Asif Ali. I'm joined today by Indoor Football League defensive back and current coach, Derrick Dyer. Derrick, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good. How you doing yourself?
I'm doing a little fabulous. I'm doing a little icy. I'm doing a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm just doing a little.
Oh, look at you. Okay, okay. I
Oh,
need
man.
one of those.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Happy New Year's, brother.
Same to you. Same to you.
Yes. Kind of talk to me. How's New Year's? I mean, everything, with 2020 being over with, kind of how's it been for you so far?
New Year's gone good. I'm striving every day. Getting back to me playing. Hopefully, in the near future. So,
Yeah.
just staying focused. That's the most. I feel like the best thing you can do is stay focused throughout this.
Right. Now, obviously, it's about focus and making sure that you're on point. So that's good.
Yeah.
So kind of. Okay. So, you're out in are you in the East Coast?
Yeah. I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. Cool. Yeah. No. Actually, I think my sister lives there in
Oh,
nearby
really?
New Brunswick. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Not too
Yeah.
far.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. All right, bro. So let's get right into it then. All right. So kind of, you're from New Jersey. Are you from New Jersey, or are you living there now?
I'm originally from New Jersey, born and raised in Camden, New Jersey, and now I stay in the Pennsauken area, which is up the
Nice.
street.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yo,
And so kind of. Sorry. Go ahead.
nothing. I didn't say nothing. I'm listening.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna ask you, kind of talk to me about kind of your early years. Was football your first love growing up? Or kind of, how did you get into playing?
Okay. So my dad actually he kind of really pushed me into playing. He had a football team since like 1996,
Okay.
and my older brother played on it, and then I was playing on the team, and I played all the way through. I won a championship every year, so that was cool. That was fun. When I got to high school, I went to one high school and transferred, and I kind of took off in high school. I really got into understanding that you got to work hard to be able to play this sport. On and off the field, and from there, they kind of took me to a point where I was in love. By the time I got to sixth, seventh, eighth grade, I was in love with the game. So it's still in me, and I think a lot of guys, leave them, but it's still in me. So as I went on to play in high school, I was all South Jersey, my area. I broke about 6 high school records, two-sport athlete, track and football, hold the 400 record at my school, hold like three of the relay records, and hold two records I hold three records on the football team. The most yards in the game, my senior year, had the most yards in the game, top five in New Jersey all time, and 5 touchdowns with that. So I had 390 yards, and I think I only had I think it was 15 carries on the day, and I only played 3 quarters. So that kind of helped me with my recruiting process. And I didn't have the grades to go Division One. I missed the SAT cutoff with the GPA, the NCAA clearinghouse by like 30 points. But I did score high enough to go D2. So I pretty much got a full ride to go to the Division 2 school for the most part. And then from there, I just took advantage of it. And
I think you're frozen, bro.
2.5 seasons on the field. And then, he was playing.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, yeah. So it's crazy because I had a roommate who was actually active, and he was going to start playing, and he was looking at going to the NFL. So we trained together for a while, for a little bit, and we stayed and we lived together. And then I got into arena football back in like 2016 when they had a team called the Yellow Jackets, and from there, I just kept going up in the ranks and kept trying to elevate. And I was with Albany Empire. They signed me in the camp 2019 before they went to and they won the championship. Well, the last Arena Bowl, and then I went back to the IFL, and then I went back to the AFL at the end of the season with the Philadelphia Soul. Probably like a week before they played Albany. So that happened really fast. It was cool. It was a good opportunity to be up there with the best of the best to be able to play with them. Darius Prince is one of the guys I was guy Jordan Hill, Malachi Jones. I got a chance to cover the best in the game, and I learned a lot. I did pretty well, if I was to say, but it's a numbers game, so I took advantage of every opportunity, I would say, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting a chance to get back on the field in the IFL. I do like the IFL. So now I'm here. I got injured this upcoming season, first game of the season, first play of the season, and I've been rehabbing this knee, to continue this journey. So that's where I'm at right now.
100%. So kind of talk to me about. So obviously you said you played against Darius Prince, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Darius DP. All right, shout out DP if you listen to this. If not, I'm gonna tag you in this clip when I post it. Anyways, so no, but I mean, yeah, because DP is one of my good friends. He's a good friend of the show. Because so kind of the way I know DP is that my college coach, San Jose City College, back in 08, was DP's coach in the AAF for the San Antonio Commanders. Because my college coach Keith Williams, Coach Dub, was the wide receivers coach for the Commanders, and DP was there with some NFL. Yeah, so yeah.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
He actually, everybody get beat. I say in the secondary. So he actually, before he got signed to the Soul, he was playing with Lehigh, and he beat me for a touchdown over there. I keep it real. He beat me for a touchdown over there, and then he was with the Soul like the next year. So Jordan Hill, Malachi Jones, those are a few other guys. But, it's pretty much, whoever they had, whoever Albany had, their championship season and Philadelphia Soul this past season. So, it's a cool opportunity.
Yeah, and 100%. I mean, I'm glad we brought up Lehigh because our last, not last guest, but the guest on Saturday we had was Brandon Renford, one of DP's Darius Prince teammate, also on Lehigh. Yeah. You know him.
I know B. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you probably, it's crazy because when we talk about football, when you play in the arena scene and you start playing post college, the circle gets so smaller. Everyone knows everyone, or you're separated by one person. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's just interesting. Yeah. Okay. So kind of talk to me about so when you went to college, which college did you go to again? Which D2 school did you commit to?
So I went to Seton Hill University at the time. They were in the WIVIAC. So we played against Shepherd. We played against Charleston. We played against I played against Joe Montana's son was playing at West Virginia Wesleyan after he got released from Notre Dame. So
right.
I played against him. That conference is pretty stacked. So it was a good conference. And then the next year, we transferred over to the PSAC. That's Westchester, Slippery Rock, and Kutztown. And then I transferred after my sophomore year to East Stroudsburg. Had some playing time there. I only played one season. Then I was, to a point where I was ready to, move on from it. To be honest with you. So it wasn't the best experience there, I would say. So that kind of pushed me to not even try to go back, play another season. I didn't redshirt anything. It's just, I didn't fit the, the program and the scheme, and I felt like, I had more opportunities to be able to make it, and I was playing all running back, so I didn't switch over to DB until I got into arena.
Okay.
Yeah, so college I was straight running back, everything running back.
And that's a good segue because kind of talk to me about that adjustment. Actually, so after Seton Hill, where did you go play after that?
I went to go play at East Stroudsburg in the Poconos.
Okay.
East Stroudsburg University.
Okay.
When I was there for all running back, and I was asking to play both sides of the ball. They wouldn't let me. It's so funny because I can get, I can go play on a higher level and play DB, but they told me, no, we need you to be the, starter / backup running back just in case, but they wouldn't let me get no burn on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So, I took it upon myself, trained with a couple good guys. Raheem Smith, he played for the Erie Explosion for a while. He helped me. Brandon Miguel, he helped me transfer over to be able to, look like a more solid defensive back. I was stiff when I first started. It was a big transfer over for playing straight running back. So, but, I feel like I'm an athlete, and, it's worked out for me. And, honestly, if any team decide or hear this, I'm willing to come in and play running back too.
Exactly.
So, it was more or less, me just learning, techniques. I'll take everything in somebody teach me. If he's a guy, has the, accolades, can help me, I take it all in.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right. And that's a good mindset to have because as long as you're willing to play out of position for whatever the team needs you to do, I mean you're pretty much good to go. I mean and that's a player's first mindset. Obviously you're coaching kids now, so I'm sure you probably preach that to your kids.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
definitely.
yeah, and kind of to that point, obviously, you mentioned the scheme not fitting at Seton Hill. You went to East Gettysburg, and the scheme was better for your player profile. I
Yeah,
think that's also an important point because obviously, for any kids who are listening to this podcast, if you're trying to go to JUCO, trying to go, play in college after high school, and
yeah,
I know because some of the coaches on the previous episodes, like Coach Marquez, Coach Natia, who coach at JUCO right now, they're basically saying
yeah,
like, you make sure you choose a school, and Coach Bancourt, make sure you choose a school that fits that fits you as a player. There are
yeah,
different schools. People just want to sign for the big name or the full ride,
yeah,
but but then you get there, your opportunities are limited, because of the scheme.
yeah,
So
yeah. So, and you see that more often than less because a lot of these young guys sometimes are brainwashed. Oh, I'm a linebacker. No, you're an athlete until the coach decides where he want to put you at.
right, right,
But it's a big transition from, back in the day, you wanted to be on the field the whole time. I go
hmm
to high school games and I see guys that just want to play offense. I'm like, I don't know how you can go the whole game and not want to get on defense. Like, then it transfers over to high school, college, and they feel like, oh, I'm a line tell you are. That takes time being around different coaches.
Right, and I think to that point, and it's funny you mentioned that because people like the kids nowadays. I mean, they're and it's funny. Coach Marquez talking about this. He's my teammate from San Jose City College. He coaches special teams right now at De Anza College out here in the Bay, and I also made career playing special teams. I don't know if you can read that, but that basically says my name and then
Yeah,
special teams player of the
yeah,
year. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
kind of,
yeah,
and so being willing to play, like you said, both sides, being willing to play special teams. When you get to that next level, you're gonna see guys because I mean, you may be the biggest dog in the yard, at high school, JUCO, wherever. But when you go on to play at the next level, everyone's a dog. I mean,
yeah,
you're pretty much and you're competing for playing time. So, I mean, it's really important to kind of keep your ego at the door and make sure that you're willing to play whatever the coaches need you to play. So, I mean, I think that's a good
yeah.
point.
It was
So,
so interesting you said that because Seton Hill was the perfect fit, and I'm glad you showed me that little the special teams ring because when I was there, they only let me play on special teams my first year, and I played a
right,
little bit of running back. They didn't give me
right,
too many carries. I had 28 tackles on special teams just on kickoff, punt return, on punt.
yeah, yes, sir.
So, I take advantage of everything. And then I was supposed to play defense my sophomore year, and it was like, all right, we're going to start mixing you in there. But they ended up getting fired. So I lost that situation, So it was cool, though. But yeah, like, being able to be versatile was so key in this game, especially indoors. Um, Being able to do everything jack linebacker, mag linebacker, safety corner, front side, back side, Um, a lot of people don't realize most of the guys that's really striving in the indoor game, they understand what's going on the field. They not just out there making random plays. So.
100%. 100%. No, exactly. When I played arena too, I mean, they basically same thing. They want me to play special teams. They want to put me in a corner for blitz packages. They would put me at slot and so I wouldn't get the ball. I would just be there as a decoy to be either block or
Yeah,
kind of be a decoy. So it's kind of to your point. Yes, it's really, especially in indoor. And now we can get there because now you finish up your college at East Gettysburg. Now, pretty much, did you have a pro day or did you just basically, or how was that?
no pro day. I got into training. I really didn't have any guidance. The school wasn't giving us any guidance. East Stroudsburg University and the PSAC, their coaching staff didn't give us any guidance. Like they wouldn't even be honest with you. When I went to ask for my film, they wouldn't let me actually have it on my huddle. They made me go in there and then take a couple clips and like screen record. Like they really
Oh,
didn't help us as athletes at all, man. It was bad, and nobody actually. I don't think anybody in that class, 2015, actually did anything, and it was just real bad. I was like, wow, like no guidance at all, I was thinking about, well, when I went in to try to get back my eligibility, they weren't okay with it. They were like, they didn't let me basically. So it was real interesting how it went. But I would never let some school university hold me back, from being successful at anything.
Yeah.
So I just took it as I had to do it on my own. So I'm marking myself, to be honest with you. If I go to contact a coach, I'm contacting him directly to see, and I'm talking to him. I've never had an agent or an advisor or anything like that really assist me. Every level I got to was just me working, me sending out my film, me staying consistent, and trying to make it happen. So I've never had anybody, they might, I might have some references out there, but I wouldn't know. I just, I just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So.
100%. And obviously, with the struggles of you not being able to get your film at college, right? So talk to me about the transition to the arena, the indoor scene. Did you graduate straight and go straight into indoor? Kind of what was that like?
I took off a year, and in that year I took off, I saw the Yellow Jackets had tryouts, and I had already been training, to play DB. So I was like, well, here go my shot, I'm gonna take advantage of it. And then that was where I met Darius Prince at,
Yeah.
playing with Lehigh. So
this is 2016?
Yeah, it was 2016.
Okay.
I left, and then I went to the tryout with Lehigh, and then I went to the tryout with the other team, the Yellow Jackets. I made the team, and
I think you froze.
cool. From there, I was back on the market again, trying to figure out my next. Oh
man. Oh, there you go. Oh, now I can see you. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. You have to restart. So Darius Prince.
Okay, I got Oh yeah, so it was 2016, and then the team I was on folded after like week 4, week 5.
That's happens.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets folded, and I went down and played in the RPFL league for a season, and that was cool. Stayed in Miami and everything, so I was a part of that first wave of that, and it was a way for me to stay active. And then when I came back, I was on New Jersey Flight in 2018, and 2019 is when I signed with Albany after they brought me in 2018 with the Flight. And then it just the transition. To be honest with you, you just got to be coachable. Like you really have to be coachable indoor for you to be able to transition over. It's not that hard. I don't think to transition over. I think it's more or less of like, do you really want to be indoors or do you want to be outdoors?
Right, exactly.
I think it's more or less that, so a lot of guys, I would say they get stuck indoors and they don't get a chance to jump back out on the field, but it happens. So, and as you do see it a lot. So, I don't think the game is much different. It's just faster.
Right.
It's
faster.
It's just faster. That's all. You still call plays the way you call plays. They might not have the same meaning, but it's all pretty the same. Cover 2 still pretty much cover 2. Like you got a strong side cover 2, weak side. So it don't really change up too much. And honestly, when you come from outdoors and you don't get it, it's like this guy can't get this. It's not that hard.
Right.
It gets a little harder when you go outdoors. You got more to worry about. So, I would say for anybody that's looking to play, you really should watch film because I do a lot of film watching. Like people don't realize that you can watch film for indoor just like you watch film for the NFL or any other sport. Like if you want to play this game, you really need to learn by just watching film. A lot of coaches they all run the same plays.
Right.
A lot of coaches run the same plays. If you watch a film, you stay consistent, and keep learning and alignments, where a guy lines up every time or how he does his motions, all those things are keys to be able to help you be good at this game. So.
100%. You know, it's funny. Funny
But
we're talking. It's funny you mentioned the kind of the difference between indoor and outdoor. Kind of with me being a small guy too. It was at the time when I was had my pro day 10 years ago.
yeah,
It was pretty much like, yeah, the small guys who, if you didn't run a 4.4 at like my size, 5'10", and whatever, 150, 160, whatever I was back then,
yup,
you would not get a look, right? And pretty
you
much
know,
an indoor was a better fit for me because obviously, being a smaller guy, they can use me and as a slot, they can use me kind of, different packages. Like you get the running head start, you can
yeah,
basically, what I mean? Like you can obviously be the corner, so like you said, it's a faster game. It's a shorter field, so it's less space to work
yeah,
with, but you're obviously able to do more if you're able to kind of learn angles and basically learn how to kind
yeah.
of work within the space. So, and that's a good point.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes, it's so crazy because even still, when I was in college, I was I was doing the 40s and did my bench, and my numbers would be good if I had a pro day. Still to this day, I can get 225 max out for about 15 reps, 16 reps. Before my knee, I was still running a 4.5, 4.4. But I went to Albany and I did their tryout. They hand timed me at a 4.42.
Hmm.
So it's just the opportunity got to come. I'm trying to focus on maybe getting into a mini camp. Or I just want to be able to prove myself one time.
Yeah,
I
just
think
once.
to get a chance, to prove myself. At 26, um, I feel like once everything's healed up with my knee, I'm ready to go. I'm back in action.
Facts.
I'm trying to get my name out there just like anybody else is right now.
100%, man. Dyer need for result at IG, and also, yeah, I mean, like, a few guests who I know played in Europe, so I know you're interested in playing
yeah,
Europe. So obviously,
yeah.
like, I mean, I'll probably,
Definitely.
yeah, I'll probably for you over to them, after the interview. So, and see what they
Absolutely.
say. Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, I mean, kind of to your point. I mean, obviously getting that shot. It's not a question of talent for a lot of times.
Yeah,
It's just sometimes it's right place, right time. Not saying
yeah,
guys in the NFL are not talented. I'm just saying that I know guys, and I've had guys on the podcast who I had to play with in college. They want to go play D1. It's politics, like you said. Scheme may have not
yeah,
fit, whatever, injuries, right? And then it just, they weren't able to, kind of fulfill their dream, right? And I
yeah,
think I think to the point, it's very, very, it's which is a very good one. In order for you to actually be able to kind of get to the next level, it's not necessarily just what you know or what you're able to do, it's who you know and who you're
yeah,
able to do and what you're able to
for
do.
sure.
So kind of, that's just my 2 cents on that. you know, Obviously being shunned from
Yeah,
opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know this firsthand. So, you
yeah.
know,
Learning,
yeah.
I learned that, going through the last few years. Like, hey, I know this coach now. I know this good.
Exactly. So
Definitely helped.
definitely
So
helped.
yeah, man. So how long have you been doing the podcast? If you don't mind me asking you
Oh,
some
absolutely.
questions
No,
on it.
this is you're my 30th episode. So
Nice.
I'm in.
I'm number
Yes.
30. Oh, I should have been 33. That's my number.
Oh, my bad. No, you're number 39. Shit, my bad.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. So
Yeah.
how long have so like how do you usually just go find the people you want to do podcasts with? Do you just ask them, just contact people just randomly,
Motherfucker is
just
just
like
the
that?
people who I know who follow me and I follow them. God damn it.
I
Either I
heard you.
played with you, I know you through someone who I play with, or we just somehow know each
Yup,
other because football's a
yup,
fucking community. Like I said, when you get at the
yup,
highest level, the circle gets so much smaller, and you just
yup.
basically know everybody. Everybody
Yeah.
knows everybody somehow, some way. You know what I'm saying? So
I heard that. I heard
yeah.
that.
So
That's
yeah.
definitely something.
No,
Cool.
but for real, no, I mean, kind of, and it's a good question. Kind of for me, the podcast, it serves multiple purposes. It's obviously to kind of unite, us, as players, to kind of have a platform to share our stories and our experiences, but also
Yeah.
kind of, to kind of see, I mean, who else may be listening, whoever may be listening, kind of also give them some inspiration. It's like, okay, like,
Yeah.
like just because, you may, especially for kids, who especially right now, who can't play their senior year or they can't play
Yeah.
that sophomore year and get that film, what I mean, it's just
Yeah.
like, just keep pushing, man, just keep pushing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. My all my young guys, I'm like, look, y'all opportunities ain't the same as our opportunities. They
right,
getting smaller and smaller because of COVID.
right,
That means y'all got to go harder and harder.
right, right.
You got to go harder. 'Cause this is crazy. I do hope one day we can get back to a little more relaxed situation. Not wearing masks in public maybe in like 2 years, but we ain't gonna go that deep.
Pretty much. And
Cool,
to your
man.
Yeah, cool. No, 100%. So yeah, talk to me about coaching. How's that been for you?
Coaching, to be honest with you, I was coaching when I was playing in college. um, I was telling you about my dad had his youth football team, so he still has it in Camden, New Jersey, and
Hmm.
I still helped. When I was in college, I was coming home and pretty much coaching the flag teams, and even when I was in high school, I was still helping out with the flag. They had the flag for the 6, 7, 8 year olds. A few of those guys they went on to play in high school and college, so um, we have a lot of talent in my area. So, it's a very competitive area. And when I do go venture out and train other kids in other areas, they're not as competitive. I feel like, my area, South Jersey, Philadelphia area, is very
Yeah.
competitive.
Yeah.
We got a lot of guys coming out of there, and, we got there's so many guys that's like, even with coaching and helping out, like, it's so much help.
Yeah.
Like, these kids really have so much help, and for a kid today and nowadays to take some of this stuff for granted, like all the 7-on-7 programs, they didn't have that as much in 2009 and 2008 when I was in high school. That really just became something in the last 6 years. Like, it
Yeah.
seems like a big help in this area. So it's a lot. If I'm coaching those kids or if I'm just helping out for the day, I like I, I do like working with the kids because of the fact that it was no point for me to go through all of this and not be able to give it back to somebody.
Right.
So I tell them like, look, you guys might have 10 football coaches or 20 or 5 trainers, but you should take everything that you get from them and learn from it, and go from there. So it's very enjoyable. I would suggest any football player to get involved in the community and just go out to a park and bring your football and bring some ladders out or bring some cones out and just help out a kid that you see that look like he could just use some help that day on bettering his game. High school, middle school, elementary school, it's a million kids out there, and not every kid can afford a trainer that's charging $1,000, or that big time trainer, but just to help them is still something, you know. Give them
100%.
something to work on for the next month. Give them to
Yeah.
do one training session. Look, I need you to work on this all month. I mean, they need it, especially at a time like this.
100%. It's good that you're still keeping them involved and giving back. And again, like I said, point of everything is football. It's not just saying that you play. It's not saying, hey, look at my rings. It's saying, what am I
Right.
doing now to kind of ensure that I'm keeping the sport growing? It's giving
Yeah.
back to the community and helping the next generation get to that level. And to your
Yeah.
point about also them taking things for granted, I mean, that's again, I mean, you're just hearkening what every other guest who I either played with, who are now coaching, like I did, what they've said. You're basically echoing their sentiments in the sense that back you were in high school in 08, 09. I was in JUCO. They didn't have
Yeah.
anything that they have now for these kids. There was no
No.
7 on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like,
No.
and to your, it's just, I mean, come on now, bro. Like it's so like, and it's almost like entitlement now. It's like, oh, I should be
Yeah.
playing because I'm this and that, blah blah blah. I should be playing, and so it's just it's funny. You know what I mean? It's just kind of funny. So
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
definitely.
Yeah, it's good talking to you. I mean, it's so interesting how, like you said, the football world is small.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like the next opportunity could be, me telling you to go interview this guy, or you helping me with this and that. So
Facts.
it just goes like that. So it's always cool to meet new people. I would do any podcast for anybody that want to talk about football.
Yeah.
Like if you want to call me back again, we can talk more. It don't
Oh
matter.
hell yeah! No, we're gonna talk football. And, I mean, I don't know. Who's your NFL team?
I like the Rams. I've been the greatest show on turf guy since back in the 1997, 1996. Kurt Warner is one of my idols.
Yeah.
He's one of my idols because the whole come out of grocery store to start throwing that football and go to the Super Bowl thing just excites me every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that excites.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So I actually got the opportunity to go to his elementary school, and I was doing some work with some kids out in Iowa. He's from Iowa, and then I went to UNI. I checked that out, and small area, I went to the grocery little store he was working at. Like it's like a CVS.
Yeah.
He was working at like CVS, like, and he was
Yeah.
playing for the Barnstormers. And if he was playing for the Barnstormers and he was working possibly, I don't know if he was working like in the area, but he was driving at least 2 hours to get the football and back in Iowa alone. So I
Yeah.
was like, man, that's dedication. And there's nothing but cornfields out there.
Yeah.
Like he had to be driving at least an hour and a half to go
Right.
play for the Barnstormers for the NFL to see him. So there's really no excuses when you really want something.
Bingo. Bingo. No, it really isn't. There really isn't. And it's funny because, you're talking about also Europe. Kurt Warner, for example, like what you mentioned, playing for the Barnstormers, he went to Europe and then he was just able to kind of, like play there. Then he got called up, to the Rams,
Yeah. Yep.
So,
Yep. And then, that kind of like, I was like,
right. Right.
you can
100%.
talk. You can talk. You're a Falcons fan.
No,
Are you a Falcons
absolutely.
fan?
No, I'm not a Falcons fan. I'm a Niners fan. So.
Okay.
I mean,
Oh, man, we in the same conference.
no, because it's funny you mentioned that. Last time I played for the Chicago Falcons. They were kind of hybrid indoor / semi-pro team out there in Chicago.
Okay. Nice.
Kind of unofficial feeder, kind of not, to pro leagues, but pro teams. Anyways,
Yeah.
but basically, kind of with the Niners. I mean, I was watching the Rams game on Sunday, and basically, kind of with y'all playing the Cardinals, I watched the game just to see kind of because obviously a lot of my friends in Chicago who I played with or were friends with through playing out there are Bears fans, right? So y'all being the Cardinals helped the Bears get into the playoffs. And the thing I was watching mostly intently on that game was Jalen Ramsey versus DeAndre Hopkins because that matchup was just fire.
Yeah.
Man, they was going at it. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go back and watch it. I haven't watched it. Yeah.
Oh,
I ain't even watched it yet. I still gotta go back and watch it. I've been on the move.
Yeah. No, it's a movie, bro. It's a movie. Because I mean, DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but you can imagine, like when we got Jalen Ramsey on you, I don't care who you are. I mean, it's just man. So, I mean, and the Rams, to your point, I mean, they also have they have a great secondary, but they also have a great front four. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in the playoffs. So,
Got to Seattle this week, so if our quarterback can show up and play, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, is the
our
quarterback
all on quarterback game?
Yeah, is Jared Goff going to be out, or is it going to be the same guy?
I'd rather leave the other guy in at this point. I don't know. I mean, if they could both be healthy, I'd rather them both be healthy to give them some options. Put it that way.
Right.
But I definitely think the other guy's an option. He's not bad.
No, he's not bad at all. No, he's definitely. I mean, no one knows who the fuck he is, but that's actually works to his benefit because the fact that he's able to just like run with house money. So yeah. I mean, he actually. It's funny. I was watching the game on Sunday, and you'll see this too when you watch it. It was basically like he came in. He was a little flustered. He threw pick six to start off the game, and then after that, he just kind of settled in. He settled in.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So.
I did watch the highlights, but I didn't get a chance to watch the actual matchup between the two. But yeah, the quarterback, he cool with me.
Yeah.
He cool with me.
Yeah,
he don't slide. I like Jared Goff, but Jared Goff slides, and I know you want to, preserve yourself, but you gotta be a little more athletic. I feel like some points in the game when the game on the line.
No, I agree. I mean, like, you and I, we both played arena. I mean, you still play. I mean, it's just that it's more physical at the minor leagues, the lower levels of professional football than it is kind of like, in the major leagues, like the NFL, right? So, I mean, it's just like, it's interesting kind of like, we see that and we're just like, wait a minute, like, yo, man, like if we try this shit in one of our games, like, come on, bro, like,
probably your last game,
but so
you ain't seeing no quarterback slide really indoors,
no,
behind the line of scrimmage.
I mean, no, where the fuck are you gonna slide, bro? You gonna slide to the wall?
Yeah, slide indoors, so it's different.
Yeah.
So hopefully, it's gonna be a lot of trades and everything happening. So we'll see. I know there'll be a lot of new quarterback changes again.
Yeah.
Definitely be a lot of new quarterback changes. The 49ers probably looking for a quarterback themselves.
Right. I think Jimmy's gonna be gone after this offseason. So,
I mean, somebody gonna take on the contract because Well, he still got about 3 years on that contract. 4 years.
3 years on contract. I think they may keep him, they may trade him. But I know ultimately Kyle Shanahan is going to bring someone in to kind of upgrade. And and if it is Matt Stafford, then they're probably going to end up doing a trade. So because Stafford and Jimmy both have comparable contracts. And Stafford on our team will definitely be better for both parties because Stafford on Detroit right now has been kind of limited in what he can do because of Detroit being who they are. And obviously coming to our organization, he'll be in a much better spot.
Well, I think their defense definitely improved, like all the backups and everything too. So
yeah,
there'll be a bunch of paydays going out on your defense probably too. So we'll see. I know y'all would have to get rid of Jimmy to be able to do anything.
Yeah, no, and actually for our defense, we're gonna lose a lot too. If you think about it, we're gonna lose a lot of secondary. We're gonna lose some guys because the payday. To your point, I mean, basically, I mean, they're gonna be teams kind of looking for these guys, this offseason. So.
Do you want Sherman back or you don't want Sherman back?
I honestly have no opinion. He can come back or he can leave. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, like, he's at a point in his career where it's like, he's not getting any younger, and he's probably gonna want to get paid. Kind of like Frank Gore. So I mean, like, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, like, Sherman. I mean, if he comes back, great. If he doesn't, no worries. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, I would pay Frank Gore though. I don't know about Richard Sherman.
Yeah. Bro, it's funny we're talking about this because yesterday I had my college teammate on. We're kind of previewing NFL playoff action. And with that, we were just kind of talking about kind of like Devontae Adams because my college coach, like I said, Coach Dub, he works with all the NFL elite receivers like Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, all that type of stuff. I think he coached Devontae at Fresno State. And pretty much, it was just like I remember I was at the NC Championship game last year, and Devontae just beat Sherman in that single coverage up top. He went high, and Rodgers just drops back and he just lets it go, and it's like a 40 how much yard completion. And then the next 2 weeks later in the Super Bowl, Sammy Watkins gets that same exact look. He runs that same route, and then he beats Sherman and gets 38-yard completion. And Sammy Watkins and post game, he said, "I learned that from Devontae." So
I didn't see that. I gotta watch that.
Yeah. No, see, I mean, that's why they gave me a podcast, bro, because I pay attention to details, unlike the rest of y'all motherfuckers. So, anyways, I mean, so.
Right, you definitely are. I'm gonna go back and watch it just because you told me. I'm like, really?
Yeah. So basically, kind of to the point, I mean, like, Sherman is only good in a certain scheme. He's only good in his own, in a cover two. Like Darrell Weaver's called him out for that shit, right? You remember that? Darrell Weaver's like, stop hiding in his zone, like, go man. The issue is with his legs now. I mean, with his injury, his Achilles. It's gonna be tough for him to play man in this league. I mean, the NFL is a young man's game. I mean, these receivers are getting younger, faster, stronger, and we're probably gonna need to upgrade in secondary in the draft. So.
Yeah, I probably will. That'd be a good move for y'all.
Yeah. So
definitely a good move.
So we'll see how that. Yeah, man, it's gonna be all right though. I'm excited to see kind of what happens in the offseason. I'm looking forward to this playoffs though. Actually, let me ask you before we close out this interview, bro. Who you got winning the Super Bowl?
Rams. What kind of question is that? I mean, we're gonna figure it out. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, either the Rams or I'm gonna say the Chiefs.
Rams or Chiefs? What about the Bills?
Nah, the other third team I think that could probably pull it off is Green Bay in the NFC.
Green Bay, yup.
Ain't nobody stopping Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae Adams. What's funny is my boys asked me yesterday, like, who would you take, Devontae, Tyreek? And I mean, I'm just like, I was torn about. I'm gonna go tie Devontae.
Yeah. No question.
No question.
I don't even care who the quarterback is. I don't think it's just Aaron Rodgers. I think he's just like that good.
Oh, actually, no. Actually, no. Now I can't let you go. Now you brought up another topic. So, Aaron, who's your MVP? Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes?
The thing about the MVP is I really want to make that decision on who really goes to the Super Bowl. So if I'm gonna have to say right now, I would say Mahomes, but whoever can get further. But if I'm gonna say the most improved, who really impressed me, I would say Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, yeah.
He impressed me. If they make it or they beat somebody, I would give it to Josh Allen because that football team looks totally different.
It's funny we're talking about this because I mean, like, I was talking about Josh Allen on a few episodes, like, in this podcast. Josh Allen is a Cali product, a JUCO product. Yeah. One dude I played against, Coach Tia, he actually went to Fireball High School and he set all the records before Josh Allen got there and set all the records, right? Out here in Cali. And like it's crazy to see kind of to your point. I thought I was big on Josh Allen coming out of the draft because he had all the intangibles. He had the size, he had the
Yeah,
athleticism, and he had the arm. The strongest arm,
yeah,
even probably stronger than Mahomes, if we're being honest. So I mean, like
yeah,
Josh Allen is basically the type of QB where you see his maturation now. I mean, this is like and it's funny we're talking about this because I talking to my brother about this. I'm like, well, the NFL, the NBA doesn't have a comeback player of the year award. They don't have an offensive player of the year award, but they should. The NFL should have a most improved player of the a year of the award because the NBA has that, but the NFL doesn't. So I mean,
yeah.
it's interesting.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah,
He got some
those.
promising years ahead of him as long as he stay healthy for real.
Yeah, for me, I think
And
Josh. Go ahead.
nah, I was saying, and he got a receiving core now, so he really ain't have no excuse to tank this season. He had a better season than Kyler
He, yeah, it's funny. And one more thing, actually, the MVP award and the Rookie of the Year award. I was talking to my boy about this yesterday. It's so QB centric. Like if you think about it, like
Yeah,
Kyler Murray won last year, but Josh Jacobs had a better season statistically. This year, Justin Jefferson broke Anquan Bolden's NFL rookie receiving record and Randy Moss's Minnesota Vikings franchise receiving record. But it's gonna probably go to Justin Herbert of the Chargers because Justin Herbert broke
yeah,
all the, you know. And it's like same thing with the MVP award. Like Derrick Henry, like I mean, he should be in the conversation. You know what I mean? Because over 2,000 yards, I mean, you see that what that boy can do. Like I mean, he's a downhill runner. He's a man beast, just running that rock up the middle. You know
yeah.
and he's not going to be in the conversation because he's got Mahomes and Rodgers, but he
It's
should
not
be.
even. It shouldn't even. I mean, it's kind of you get to a point. It's like not even comparable. Like what he did should be more impressive than what they doing.
Bingo. Yeah, because
It shouldn't.
what does most valuable player mean? You know what I mean? It means you're the most valuable player to your team. Without Derrick Henry, that Titans team will probably go 2-14.
Yeah. Only thing is, yeah, and but see, the only thing is when they down, they can't just give him the ball. Like they stop.
Right.
When they're down, they'll stop. Like he'll get 14 carries, and if he ain't rolling, they just stop giving him the ball if they're down by 2 touchdowns. And that don't always go too well for him, but it's coming along. Their passing game is still coming along, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So
So
I would
yeah.
stick by Ryan Tannehill another year.
Just one more year.
Yeah, it's a year or two, either one. But yeah, you're definitely right with that. He does a lot for that team, and people don't really pay attention to that, and they should.
They should, man, 100%. All right, well, looks like we're in agreement. That's how I know you actually played. Because these fucking QBs getting all the shine. They ain't giving no skill position players anything. So, man, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Yeah,
definitely normal.
definitely normal. Yep. So yeah. Any closing thoughts, Derek? Anything for listeners?
Nah, man. I'm just, I'm very excited that you gave me the opportunity to be on your podcast, man. It's very nice to meet you, and going in the future, anybody else that want to talk about themselves, tell their story, or just talk football, I think you should definitely hit up my guy. He's the one.
He's the one. Yeah, be the one, baby. Ice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, I appreciate that, brother. It was really great learning your story. Really great hearing kind of your experiences, and yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward you to some of the guys I know. See how that hopefully materializes something. So,
That was
but
cool,
yeah,
man. I can't wait.
100%. But yeah, no, we'll have you back on. Shit. I mean, now that I know your NFL team, I gotta when they get their asses blown out this weekend at Seattle, we have to have you back on the next day so I can be like, Derek, I told you so, and then we can be like, just talk about it. Let's hash it out. It'll be therapeutic.
Nah, my phone gonna be off. You won't be able
Uh,
You can leave a voicemail. I know my phone to be off, though.
And if they win, then like, hey, what did I tell you, bro? It's like shit.
Yeah, if they win, you'll hear from me.
100%. I got you.
I'm
All right.
there. All right.
All right, baby. Shit. All right, man. So yeah, drive safe. Have a great rest of the week. And Derek, appreciate you having me on the A1 podcast, man.
Yeah, man. I'm so excited to be on here. I'll talk to you, boss.
100%. All right, baby. Take care.